he's like, no.
Well, we're going to shift over to the draft as we start our pick ban process, and Zeratul once again the ban for Glorious.
Yeah, okay, and then on the other side for Clairvoyant Gaming, we have a ban on Tassadar once again.
Yep, so same ban, same.
Yep.
And the first pick is immediately...
Tychus, once again.
Tychus, and then Vala Nazebo in response.
Okay, so we were talking about how we didn't see Nazebo at all in that previous game. We're seeing him now, so I'm curious to see how the strategy is going to be built around that. Okay, following that up, we have Falstad and Arthas.
Okay, Falstad Arthas, very cool. I mean, it's pretty common stuff. Arthas being that super powerful tank, and Falstad being very strong as well. I mean, Falstad without Tychus there, with already the pickup of, or excuse me, with Tychus already being picked up and Vala already being picked up. I mean. Excuse me. Yeah, Vala, Nazebo. I lost my train of thought for a second there. Yeah, so Falstad makes a lot of sense. It's actually kind of weird to see Falstad being picked this late, honestly, because he's
usually he's picked up very, very quick.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's early enough, but it's like not that bad.
Right. Okay, so we are waiting on the following picks. So they still have nothing except for Grenade to deal with Ravenous Spirit, and that's been the theme time and time again. So we're going to be looking towards Glorious's comp. What kind of utility stuns are they going to grab to deal with Nazebo's Ravenous Spirit?
We're going to see a Brightwing this game. Now, Brightwing could be used defensively with Nazebo or offensively to disrupt Nazebo. She's going to be a crucial pick, and either way, depending where she goes, is going to really affect what we see on the other side. Because if she isn't picked up by Clairvoyant here, I'm pretty darn certain that we're going to see her picked up on the side of Glorious. Oops, I hit the start button. Fortunately, I'm not the host.
That would be a problem. Too many randoms.
And it doesn't do anything. That would be a delay.
Yep.
But I really do think that we will.
Yeah. All right. So we've already seen them. They've already picked up their tank. So that's usually one that has like more utility in terms of we're typically seeing Muradin, maybe Stitches. Just to be used for the utility for the stuns. So they've already picked up their tank. Are they going to go double tank? But more often than not, when we're seeing the double tank picked up with Arthas, it's Chen. And Chen has no stuns. So I would not like to see that, to be honest. So I'm not...
No, but in this kind of composition, we have Shock and Awe, and I'm okay with Hero being picked up. Because Judgment Shock and Awe is so much power in one spot. If you have Vision on the Nazebo, and you Judgment in and you throw a Shock and Awe down, Nazebo's gone. She's just like, pretty much she has to run. Like, if she can live... But I know you don't like Tyrael. I know you don't like it.
No, it's you keep calling Nazebo a girl.
I always will. Hey, Blizzard, you guys should release a female Nazebo skin so this can be fixed. So I don't have to adapt. You adapt around me.
Okay.
Right?
That's fair. That's fair.
But Chen is actually
Chen is taken. So they actually stole a lot of the picks that they could have taken, Brightwing and Muradin.
Yeah.
Both.
Smart.
It's smart to deny that. I like it. Hopefully they're more than competent on those heroes.
It's not even that they're counters to Nazebo, but they also have synergy with Nazebo. It goes both ways.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
if you're trying to protect, you have Emerald Wind Poly and the stuns out of Muradin. So there's a lot of synergy. Because I'll tell you one thing, we've seen this before. When you have the Ravenous Spirit chasing you, if there's a Muradin stunning you at the same time, you actually just die.
Yeah, you can't get out of it.
Get melted.
I mean, when you hit level 20, it's a bit of a moot point because of the increase in speed and range.
How do you feel about this last pick?
Stitches. I think I would have preferred to have them take more damage, but we'll talk about that once we get into the game.
All right, the teams are ready. We give them the good luck, have fun. We are going into game number 2 here with Glorious up 1-0 in losers round 3 of Kings of the Storm 4, the final Kings of the Storm of 2014, with your lovely casters, Mr. Vakubi.
Mr. the Cooing. and Solid Jake.
No, Jack Egg.
Jack Egg. My apologies.
God, learn.
Sorry, guys.
The stream knows what's up. You're behind the times.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dragonshire for game number 2 here. And guys, I'm getting excited. These games, we're seeing weird stuff. We're seeing weird composition.
Yeah.
We saw Tyrande last game.
Right. And Muradin, Brightwing, and Stitches all on the same team. That's
also a thing.
A lot of stuns. A lot of stuns, a lot of ways to deal with channels, CCs, etc. But there aren't any CCs. I mean, there's no channeled abilities on Glorious's team here.
Well, Kubi, why don't we introduce our teams?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so for Clairvoyant Gaming, we have Clown on Vala. Atlanta is going to be playing Muradin. Caterpillar on Brightwing, Spanker on Nazebo, and Echo is going to be playing Stitches.
And on the opposite side of the map, for the red team, Glowering will be playing Shen this game. Uther will be played by ZP's himself. Syracuse on Falstad. Arthas is ZP's today.
Yeah, it's okay.
Uther.
Nirax on Uther.
Uther Nira. Okay, I'm the worst. And Tychus will be played by Cthulhu. Now, Nirak, we've actually only seen Brightwing. In any of the games I've cast him, I've actually only seen him play Brightwing. So I'm excited to see this Master Skin Uther on this BlizzCon Charger mount. Let's try to see what he can do with it. And
so
did they just block the minions with Wall of the Dead?
Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of it. Yeah,
that's news to me. That's very cool.
That's cool. I mean, we have seen them doing some blocking where if you just have 3 heroes running in between, it does slow the creeps down a little bit. That's just so that you can pull that fight and that particular lane to your side, right?
Exactly. So it's just kind of like, okay, well, we're going to make sure that we're safe here to soak this experience, and potentially maybe we can deny 1 or 2 creeps from you. It's unlikely, as Glorious is just going to sit around in range to soak that lane.
But you're not doing anything else during that time. May as well give yourself some small advantages here and there. No need not to.
Yep, exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay, Echo on Stitches, this one's jumping out at me, this talent. He's taken the, I think it's extra healing over time for Devour. We'll talk about the implications of that a little bit after this fight. Oh, if that wall landed.
It was close. It was close.
Probably wouldn't have gotten the kill on CPs, but it would have definitely taken a lot of damage.
Definitely not with Uther there, but still it's a nice little, little moral victory even. But the spiders will be chasing around, giving vision here. 4 members in the bottom lane. Stitches can look for the hook, and he does get it on ZPs. A big play. The Wall of the Dead is going to be there just in time to get this big damage done here, but not enough.
I like the blocking that Nirak was doing. Even though they were still standing inside the wall, he knew he could block some shots from things if he was standing in the way. I like that.
Yeah, just nice heads-up play. All players, just playing their hearts out here. But already, with this pressure in the bottom lane, these towers are nearly out of ammo. Yeah. That Wall of the Dead, the zombie wall, taking up a lot of shots as it is.
It does, yeah. That's one of the nice things about it is that it has enough duration. It can absorb like 4 shots from each tower. And we see Cthulhu pressing forward. Clown is really out of position here.
Wow,
zombie wall again.
The Howling Blast with the Death Coil is a lot of damage as it is, but when you have other teammates like throwing your cooldowns as well at Vala, she does not last too long.
Very true. Okay, so really quick, back to Stitches taking the upgraded Devour. You're giving up slam damage.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, as we mentioned, Stitches, he dies immediately.
Continue telling us about it.
Yeah. So I mean, he gets extra sustainability, and yeah, okay, I was going to say, I would imagine he takes Amplified Healing, which also feeds into that. So he's going a very tanky build. We're used to seeing Stitches go slam build, so they deal a lot of AoE damage. He's going to deal AoE stun at level 16. He's not talenting into slam at all. So it's interesting. It's a very new style of Stitches that we don't normally see. So I'm curious to see what the effectiveness of... I mean, this already, they have Muradin on their team as well. So do they really need that extra sustain? I'm not sure.
It's interesting because as the game evolves and as other heroes get changed, we see builds get shifted pretty significantly.
Right.
Stitches, for the longest time, we would never see Future Foul. Now it's coming pick, and oh my god, Spanker gets so much damage done. Put the shield ally, the protective shield, out of Brightwing, just enough to keep him alive. Well done. Nice heads of play. And, the Dragon Knight...
Yeah, they've had control of both shrines for some time now. It's just a matter of time before Cthulhu is able to zone Echo out of this lane, maybe if they get a rotation or 2. Okay, it looks as though top lane has been contested.
Oh my goodness! Caterpillar!
Oh wow, that was so risky.
He used Phase Shift, his Z ability, which is a 1.5 second cast, if I'm not mistaken, to teleport to the closest ally. That's a map range.
That's an interesting play, and it almost got him killed.
It was his only option, and I'm glad it worked out for him because I like Brightwings. Such complicated. Well, Nirak taking a lot of damage here, and he barely gets the heal off on himself. The Polymorph is almost enough to secure that kill from Clown, but Clown is going to pay with his life here.
No, he doesn't even need it, okay.
No, definitely doesn't need it with the rotation coming down from the middle lane. And you know what, Spanker?
Gosh, they're just doling out so much damage, and it's scary. This is the reason they haven't had any control of this bottom shrine. They've just been really so aggressive with their push-out CPs. Yeah. He has no fear, this man.
And the Dragon Knight is actually picked up here by Cthulhu. He's going to rotate over to the middle lane and just punt Echo out and just smack away at these towers. Now, early game Dragon Knight, not too much health.
No, not a lot of health. It doesn't do that much damage to structures. He's probably going to get a couple towers here and there out of it. What's really more important is what is the rest of his team doing in this time. I was expecting that maybe they'd be pushing bottom pretty hard. Doesn't appear to be the case. They're continuing to soak, making sure that they have that advantage. They are drawing a lot of members down into this lane because they have to deal with the Dragon Knight. If you leave him uncontested, he's gonna push down that wall for free. So they have at least 3 members mid, and they know that if they can 1 for 3 mid, then they can push hard on the other lanes. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Glorious is pushing hard in this bottom lane, and they're going to get some towers out of it.
Yeah, it's great that Clairvoyant is soaking all 3 lanes, but now Glorious is level 10. They have a power swing, and as soon as this initiation happens, we can see that the Army of the Dead comes out. The big Howling Blast Spanker is going to fall here for sure. The Divine Storm to secure that kill.
Really nice.
They even get Stitches. Huge plays here from Glorious.
Yeah, that was a very nice Divine Storm there. They had a lot of lockdown. They were just able to, with the Frost AoE. No, the Frost AoE from
Frozen Tempest.
Frozen Tempest, that's it. I was blanking on the name there. That, in terms, and also with the Divine Storm, just so much CC and slow. There's no way they're getting out of there. And
yeah,
pretty
really,
nice play.
Really nicely done. And you know what? We actually see a bribe here coming out of Falstad. Falstad went for it to bribe their Giants. They're capping the bottom Knights, and the offensive Giants have been taken on the side of Clairvoyant. So trading Giants, which is really kind of strange in a position like this, with the Knights going in favor.
Right. So this game is sort of opening up very similar to how we saw last game.
Yep, you're right.
I keep wanting to call Glorious Glaurung team.
Goodness.
It's just too close. All right, so anyway, Glorious is they're up in a very, very solid position. They've taken 4 kills to 0 once again, and I'm hoping that the Clairvoyant is just their late game players, and that's where they feel the most comfortable, because how they've been positioning themselves in the early game has not been too impressive, and if they continue to play like this, I don't see how they're going to be able to take the game.
I mean, there's plenty of room for them for themselves. We haven't seen them fight with level 10 just yet, and that was the swing in the game for them in the in game 1.
Yeah.
We saw level 10 allowed them to really show off what they're able to do. Obviously, your hero isn't the full hero without the heroic.
See Putrid Bile taking some Stitches.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
not too common on this map. It's more likely to be seen on Cursed Hollow, but
yeah,
we'll see how he positions himself. Like we were talking, he has the tankiness build, the amplified healing. You know, the Devour giving extra health back. So maybe he's going to put himself in a really bad spot, and then he's going to be behind the enemy lines, and then Putrid Bile, and he's going to be able to control the fight from the back line, basically.
And it's always had synergy with Ravenous Spirit. Actually, back in the day, the only time we'd ever see Ravenous Spirit was with Putrid Bile Stitches.
Right.
It was a uncommon thing, but we did see it, and to see it now, I mean, it still makes perfect sense. It's still just as good as it ever was, if not better, because Stitches has the additional move speed while he uses Vile.
Triple Relentless coming out of Glorious at level 13 here. There's, I mean, you got Muradin, you have Putrid Bile. There's enough stuff to dodge, or not really to dodge, but to reduce the CC duration to justify taking it. I'm okay with this.
So the teams are trading for it right now. We can see that Clairvoyant actually took the bottom fort, and they're pushing on down into the wall there for the keep. And Glorious, I mean, you can see ZP's hard thing almost immediately. His team is staying here. They want to get this fort, but they're going to be so delayed. I mean, Atlanta is just being annoying. He's going to stop their hearts. He's just going to keep doing this as long as he can.
I actually really like this, because Clairvoyant Gaming was way... okay. Not worth dying. Not worth dying at all. Especially when you consider the Glaurung and Falstad were able to push back the push on the bottom lane there. I liked where the start of that was going, and I liked the harassment that he was doing. If he was able to get out of there, he just sort of overextended a little bit.
Now, he just threw that hook out, like, just because. But if he happened to get Cathan Lock, like, maybe a second later, that would have been a huge play. But no, that's not the case. And Caterpillar getting very low here in the bottom. Gonna try to juke. Is he gonna try to phase shift out of here? He is. He's phase shifting right now, and where does he go? The world may never know.
Top side to Stitches. It's really just to get as far away as possible so that he's able to hearth back. And we see a lot of pressure mid. Okay, they are not able to cap. Stitches does take the top shrine, which makes it so that Glorious is unable to take the Dragon Knight.
Now, the dismount with the multi-shot there, just doing that to slow them down. Echo taking a lot of damage here, and they need to rotate up. They don't have Brightwing here. Phase shift is still on cooldown, has to walk like a little butterfly. And, oh my goodness, TV's taking so much damage.
Yeah, we saw Stitches, he popped Putrid Bile at the last second there to try to get out. I'm not sure that that's the right call there, because it does give you a 20% move speed, but you're dead in that position, especially when you consider the amount of skill shots, abilities that they were throwing down to make sure that you were dying. probably not the best call. I mean, I suppose by the time he's back up, it will be mostly off cooldown. But yeah, this is probably going to set up Glorious to take the bottom shrine here, and they should be able to get a Dragon Knight out of it.
We got 3 of them down here, but we do have 2 members here available for Clairvoyant. Now, Atlanta actually jumping over the wall, and the Hearth out here. So that's going to be both members, or both shrines taken here for Glorious, and a big engagement here in the middle of the map.
Oh, he's going for the stun.
Well, Atlanta...
Oh, wow, okay. I was going to say Nice Reserve.
Does a lot of damage. Both Caterpillar and Atlanta, though. Panda Pals is popped almost immediately. Clown gets cornered, and he is gonna die. He almost got out impressively. Glaurung taking so much damage, and that Ravenous Spirit has absolutely no contest. It is just going to town.
Yep. Okay, so they trade 1 for 1. Oh, Cthon Luck finds himself in a very sticky situation. He's gonna get out. Yes.
Yeah, the nice hook there from Stitches, like you said.
Wow, did they get it?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, okay, that's a huge swing. So they trade 1 for 1, but Falstad notices the situation. Oh, they're quite distracted. We're all running anyway. May as well. I'm the furthest one back. Why don't I just back up?
Yeah.
Cap the Dragon Knight. There was no time for anyone on Clairvoyant Gaming to hop down to one of the other shrines to cap one to prevent that from happening. So now we see, although they traded 1 hero each, we see that Glorious is now in a position to push pretty hard in this mid lane.
Yeah, it looked pretty good for everyone. I mean, we saw a really nice heroic set of almost every single player. We saw a really nice hook come out. Nice hook there again on the Dragon Knight. That Syracuse in there. He can dash out, but he doesn't want to be there. Murden leaping on in right away. Murden does fall. Swift doing a lot of damage though.
Oh!
Clown gonna fall as, oh my goodness, just as I say that, Emerald Wind disrupts everything, saving Clown's life. Nirak is actually gonna take a lot of damage here. Doesn't quite fall just yet. Spanker not where he wants to be, but Putrid Vial gonna help get him out of here. And again, Glaurung on the Chen. It's such a like, Spanker just needs to run. I don't know what he's doing, hesitating around. Pixie Dust will help him get out.
That was just an overextension.
That was a slobber knocker.
That was. That fight was so back and forth all over the place. But really the way that it started out in Glorious, like their positioning was bad just because it was an overextension from the Dragon Knight. Once you're, especially in such a squishy hero like Falstad, once you get down to like 10% HP, you should be like, all right, we need to get out of here and make sure that my team's in the position to back me up. They almost had him out. It was down to that last auto attack from the Zebo. But yeah, if he had just backed up a second sooner, it would have been a very neutral fight from the start.
Well, we're seeing Mercs being taken pretty much all over the map right now. Everyone's just kind of vying for their map control.
Yeah, okay, I guess now's a good time to talk about some level 16 talents. A lot of tankiness coming out of Glorious. We see 2 Stone Skins. We see Hardened Focus from Uther. That's usually a point of contention.
We've got all 5 coming down here. So talents can't wait. Gonna look at the fight here. Glaurung taking a lot of damage, but he is on Shen, so he does have Panda Pals available. Shotgun going down, doing good damage.
Wow.
We see Putrid Vials, but the Emerald Wind disrupting and allowing for the Strafe to do a good amount of work. The hook is there on Glaurung, but not really targeting. Want to get Nirak will fall. The Ravenous Spirit has been saved all this time, and it's just going straight onto ZPs. But the stun is there, and oh my god, the ghost stun? Is that what happened?
That's what it was. Yep.
Wow, that's really nice.
Hammer of Justice from the Uther trait.
Well, you know that
crazy fight.
Yeah.
A lot of people almost died.
Only 1 death.
Only just Uther dying. But that is their healer.
But even in his death, though, he disrupted that Ravenous Spirit. And
that's true. That's what we've seen that in the past. Some teams have just sort of banked on Uther getting all of his utility out early, and then dying, going into his trait form and being able to use that to pass through heroes. You can't body block him, so you can just walk up to the Nazebo and just Hammer of Justice to stun him out of it.
Well, we can see that ZPs and Echo are battling out here as I struggle to zoom in, and Atlanta is going to try to zone out ZPs for just a moment.
Oh, that's
this
not
is
good.
ZP's base, but with 4 members on him, the hook doesn't manage to get him, but the stun, the hammer isn't there.
Okay.
Actually, we see Strafe coming out to secure that kill. 45 seconds left on his death timer. Well worth that use of the heroic, because with battle momentum, it'll be up and ready before you know it.
So, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen too much of Clairvoyant Gaming stuff, and we haven't casted too much of them, but they seem to be late game players.
Yeah.
They are playing so much better now that, past level 13 or so. They're taking a lot more team fights. They're catching people out of position. They're much more aware of what's happening on the map. So
their early game is shaky, like you said. Their early game is really shaky for sure. But they're looking great now. I mean, I would put them ahead right now. They're pushing down this wall. They don't want to fight on the Bridge of Death, even with just 10 seconds left on the death timer. Not worth the attempt there.
Right. So yeah, I would have preferred to see maybe Brightwing float down, take that bottom shrine there, and then she can just phase shift up to somebody. They probably would have been able to secure themselves an easy Dragon Knight. As it is, it's going to be close.
The top
really
shrine,
close.
yeah, no, it's not going to happen. It's going to be in time here. We see
Yeah,
Kefon
yeah.
Luck's going to be able to cap this, and there's no chance for them to grab the Dragon hit. But still, they don't have to worry about, you know, losing both shrines at least short time. So they can try to do a party bush. They can try to get something cheeky done.
Yeah, so no camps being able to be taken. So yeah, I like this. Each team is just going to sort of posture safely, try to take some towers. They're trying to get to level 20 safely. Oh, we see the Glorious is rotating down.
Yeah, we see the future files go down almost immediately. Emerald Wind is forced out to knock everyone back in here. So he's going to reposition here. Caterpillar is so very low, and the Ravenous Spirit is used rather early, but he gets the kill. Actually, no, yes, that was the kill for his team. ZP is falling super low as well, and honestly, I don't know if he's going to get out of here, but it looks like he might. Atlanta securing the kill on Uther. That's 3 kills to none.
Glorious is not dealing with that Ravenous Spirit, and he's timing the Ravenous Spirit so that it comes out like maybe 5 or 6 seconds into the team fight, so it's like not the top priority. It's not what engages the fight.
Right.
So that might be like on the front of their minds before the team fight starts, but then like once it happens, there's so many things going through your head, and then you're like, oh crap, this Ravenous Spirit is just destroying us. So,
and one of the more interesting things about that fight is Brightwing got focused almost immediately. Forced
Yeah,
her to
yeah,
pop
I saw
Emerald
that.
Wind. It was a really nice Emerald Wind, and what she did is she actually just backed down out of the fight, Hearthstone back, and phase shift back in.
Right.
So like at that point, I mean, Brightwing's immediately at full health again. So it's like you tried so hard and didn't work out.
why do you suppose the Dragonite's dancing around there?
Because he's feeling confident. No, he's actually just waiting
Yeah,
for his team.
it's if you just walk into a base with your Dragonite just sitting there like that, he's going to take a ton of damage, and he's probably going to go down to like half, maybe a third HP before your team can even show up. So you're better off waiting for your team so that they can zone out, they can apply pressure to the defending team, and you get the maximum effectiveness out of that Dragonite.
Yeah, always good to play smart with it because you do have a decent amount of time with it.
Oh, sure.
And just want to poke and smack away at their force, but in a safe manner.
Right.
Always be safe, kids.
Okay, so we do have level 24 Clairvoyant Gaming. We see the upgrade for Ravenous Spirit that gives it the extra move speed and extra reach. We have Resurgence of the Storm for both Stitches and Murden, no surprise there. Triple Emerald Wind for Brightwing and Bolt of the Storm for Ball.
Yeah, so sometimes we see Bolt on Brightwing, but Continuous Winds is a really strong option, especially on a map like this. I really think that on Garden, excuse me, Dragonshire,
Garden of Shire.
Garden of Shire, it's really just it just has so much power. And yeah, Bolt's great, but
Okay, yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to try to push a little bit more. I think it's probably unwise. They don't really have an advantage other than level 20.
there's no need to.
Like if they had a really nice position and where it could guarantee that Glorious would try to contest and take a fight there, they might have been able to get a nice position for Nazebo to use his Ravenous Spirit, but there's no way to guarantee that, so why bother taking the fight if you're just going to waste an ult and they'll back up.
I like this. They acted like they were going for it. They're saying, well, let's go get that keep now. We got Giants.
Yeah,
let's go
that's
get
a
it.
pretty good head up. They must have caught somebody rocking past a creep wave or something and said, oh, actually they're going to try and go up and take their knights. Cheeky. And you know what's funny? Because we saw Glorious do something very similar to this to ESV Wildfire. So they're almost using their same tricks against them.
Yeah, it's just a nice little mind game. It's just like, all right, grab Giants.
And it's something you can do when you have the lead and you have the threat on the enemy team.
I mean, look at the levels right now.
Right, yeah.
Like, you got that level 20 advantage is like, well, Glorious actually doesn't want to just jump on you. They're too afraid for that because they have disadvantage. And looking at the level 20, we can actually pull up the talents here. We can see that there are 2 Resurgence, Continuous Winds, like you said. And Resurgence, you consider that in general? Nope.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Not doing it.
It's strong. So yeah, Glorious is now finding themselves in a tough position. And Clairvoyant's playing it safe. They're just going back, and they have a little bit of a party bush going on here.
Yeah,
see the ball is going out to try to deal with the Night Cam, maybe scout out a little bit. But it's scary for Clairvoyant right now because it's like, where's Glorious right now? What are they doing? They don't need to be aware of it. We see.
They're not aware, but they're reaching, and they don't have anything like. They don't have Oracle. They don't have Clairvoyance and anything like that.
Yeah.
So they have eyes on, and we see Glorious is now rotating up. They want this aggression. They want to pick out Brightwing. They're going for it immediately. Now Emerald Wind will be popped here. It's got Continuous Wind, so it's going to stall them for a little while, and it's giving Strafe so much value as well as Ravenous Spirit. Look at the positioning of the Zebo up here.
Oh no!
Shock and all to try to counter on Echo, but this is just obliteration. Like they were so ready for this. The Continuous Winds with Strafe and Ravenous Spirit. Forget about it. Kubi is making the weirdest face I've ever seen. He doesn't know what he just saw.
It was like I think they were like, okay, we got this party bush. They were like probably communicating like, all right, we're gonna do this when they walk by us, and they never walked by. So like, well, we're in position. They don't know where we are. That's an advantage, right? and they just hopped out of the bush like, surprise, here we are, and they're just like slap, 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 and they they die. They walked in, and it was like, what advantage do we actually have going into this team fight?
Like,
the element of surprise, is that actually enough to... Brightwing's just going to go tap R into Emerald Wind, and it's like, okay, now this is a really nice spot for our strafe to sit inside that you can't do anything about.
Yeah, they actually have nothing. You can't even try to get the grenade in there. I don't even know if it's possible.
Yeah.
Between the continuous wins, it's like Strafe just got maximum value. Plus,
that said,
disgusting play. And Glaurung is gonna fall as well. Ooh, the hook gets interrupted at the last possible second. Almost went off there and found luck. Would have been a kill.
Yeah.
But this Dragonite, 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. They did have triple resurgence, Glorious did, for that team fight, so it didn't hurt as much as it could, but then losing Glaurung there in that last fight, I think that's going to spell death. So Jake, this leaves us 1-1.
1-1 here, boys.
Glorious, they were always hanging on here. They're just like, all right, we're going to game 3 every time.
And Clairvoyant, like you said, we said this earlier. Their early game is questionable.
Yeah,
it is.
It looks strong.
At least in these last 2 games, it's been questionable.
Right.
But their late game, they absolutely tore Glorious apart in that last team fight.
Yeah,
like
they look strong, especially 16 plus. They look very strong.
And their draft, like they're running with double tank. I mean, Murd and Stitches.
Yeah.
Like this is like literally protect Nazeeba Vala. Like this is 2 high priority stun interruption targets. Just keep them alive in this game. And man, did it work.
It worked, yeah. The Ravenous Spirits were pretty much always on point. Or they got someone so far out of position trying to deal with the Ravenous Spirit that, that person dies immediately, and then you have 5v4. So, nice job. Things looked strong past, like level 13, like I was saying.
Well, guys, we're going to get ready for game number 3.
Yep.
We're going to throw to a quick commercial break, so stay with us. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your cat.
Tell your neighbor.
Tell your neighbor. We'll be back in just a moment.